Barb, good morning. I've not heard language like this from the US president. Are we starting to see a shift in tone here from the White House?
I think we could be, certainly very strong words, as you say, from the US president. He made these remarks in a meeting with donors. We don't think there is an official recording of those remarks, but there were reporters in the room, and they've said, as you say, that Joe Biden said that Israel was starting to lose support around the world. He was also very critical of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government, describing it as the most conservative government in Israel's history, and suggesting that Netanyahu would need to make changes. So some differences certainly emerging there between the two countries as to what happens after this war. And with that first comment about Israel starting to lose support around the world, not clear if the US is starting to shift its position with regards to what's been a pretty full-throated backing of Israel's right to defend itself since the October 7th attacks. Now, we are expecting to hear from the president here at the White House later. That's in a joint press conference with the Ukrainian leader. So we'll have to wait and see whether he's able to shed any more light or how far he's prepared to go in backing those very strong comments.
Yeah, his words will be listened to so closely in that press conference. And it comes, of course, as the United Nations preparing to vote on a resolution that would demand a ceasefire in Gaza. Where's that likely to go?
Well, this is the UN General Assembly, so this vote, even if it succeeds, is non-binding. There was a very similar vote that the Security Council took at the end of last week, and the US vetoed that. Now, ahead of this vote of the General Assembly, we've had this statement from the governments of Australia, Canada and New Zealand, and they expressed their support for a humanitarian ceasefire, also very strongly condemn Hamas and the October 7th attacks, recognising the statement Israel's right to exist and to defend itself, but saying that the price of defeating Hamas cannot be the continuous suffering of all Palestinian civilians. Again, not clear whether this statement suggests how Australia will vote in this UN General Assembly vote. Australia abstained on a similar resolution put before the General Assembly in October, and one of the reasons was that the government felt that the language around the atrocities that Hamas committed was not strong enough. So closely watching how Australia will vote or not vote or abstain in this UN General Assembly vote. But as I say, it's not a binding resolution. What the General Assembly is trying to do here after that US veto of the Security Council resolution is to try and show that there is broad support around the world for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.